diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, Grand Uprising, my people. Hope everyone is doing fantabulous, and continue to shade under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. Brother Bakker, thank you, man. You're such a brethren. Great program this morning, my brother. Keep standing tall, man. Well, I ain't had to tell you keep standing tall, because every time I stand up next to you, I realize how short I am. All right, Brother Bakker, love in the house, man. Good morning again, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. You know what? I always revisit my program the week before, so I want to make a few corrections. So with reference to a couple of things that I will talk about here, if you would have listened, then you will know where those deletions and inclusions are going to be made by me respectively. Real quick, I have a quote, and my quote is that, it's my quote that I said, your job is not your priority. But what I left out is this part. So let me repeat my quote. Your job is not your priority. Your job is your well-being. And that's the part I left out. Okay? So let me say my quote. Your job is not your priority. Your job is your well-being. Your priority is your immediate family, your health, and who and whatever your divine is to you. Get that? So let that one sink in. The other thing is I misspoke when I was talking about the human body and cells. I talked about the human body has like 3 to 4 trillion cells and 200 different cells. I said 2 different and I left out 100. So I just wanted to make those corrections respectively. All right, before I go on, I want to say this. Grand Uprising again. All my people. I love my people. I care about my people. I would not be doing something like this if I did not innately, in the very essence and fiber of my being, care about my people. Let me just explain this to you. If you, as a people, realize the miracle within you, then you will realize the wisdom of botanical herbs. I could spin it another way. Realizing the wisdom and power of botanical herbs slash plants is realizing the miracle that lies within us. They will do anything in their power so that we cannot realize that aspect of our being. That control and power that we have within us, they will do anything in the world to divert us from such wisdom and knowledge. And hence the reason why some of us believe wholeheartedly in something that slowly kills us. We are not aware of the dangers of our own mortality. And because of that, we are not living longer. We are dying longer. And ladies and gentlemen, again, once again, I am very pleased to be on a platform such as this, where I can disseminate these type of information to my people who perish by lack of knowledge. And it brings joy to my heart to do such. Once again, good morning. Good morning to my Dalford people. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes, I'm a very proud son of Tobago. I was born in Tobago. I'm very proud of my island. I'm even more proud of my twin island. I am. And we always need to include, when we are speaking, we should be mindful of using Trinbagonian, because when we do that, there is that cohesiveness that's always there together for us, and we need to bear that in mind. So while I'm a proud Tobagonian, Very proud. I'm also a very proud citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. So good morning to my people. Blessed morning to you. A special good morning to Miss Gettins. Good morning. Miss Gettins, I am talking about Miss Gettins Senior. Good morning to you. I got a call from such a lovely voice. And that encouragement, you know, she gave me a little talk there, how she listens to me on the air and she admires what I do and whatever. And this lady inflates my ego. I had to kind of control myself because my ego was just like jumping out in front of me and, hey, what? They like you, boy. Miss Gettins, thank you. While I'm not on the air for likes, I speak profoundly, and I built up over the years a buffer of dislikes. Because if you're doing things in this life thinking everybody going to like you, you already lost. If you're doing things for likes, you already lost. And I'm also going to put this in. If you're at the helm of something, whether it's a manager or you are in charge or you have influence over certain things, and everybody like you, you're in the wrong place. Definitely not only at the wrong time, but you're in the wrong place, period. Because once you're doing the right thing, everybody won't like you. I would leave that right there for now. So good morning again, Dollar Ford. Good morning, good morning. Michael Best, what's going on? Doggy, how you doing? Bim Bim, what's going on? Body, all the brethren up there. Pedro, Andy, how you guys going? Dave Ferguson, Dave Sampson, all the brothers in the house, all the youths of Dollar Ford, good morning to you all. All the King Street people, all the Top Gully people, good morning to you all, man. Dollar Ford, the Kings Bay Romas, good morning to you all. Dollar Ford Bay, good morning. Snipes, what's happening? Corporal John, good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Nicole John. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So good morning again, my Dollar Ford people. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Good morning to my siblings. Good morning, Lynette. Good morning, darling. Allison, blessed morning to you, sis. How are you doing? Joe Blunt. Joe Blunt. All right. Don't let me give out your secret. Good morning. Kerry Packer, what's happening? Wax Dog Senior, the junior to the Wax Dog Daniel. What's going on, Wax Dog? We had a nice weekend, my brother. Oh, God, boy, I love my brother so much. Hey, I love all my siblings, eh? All right, don't let them get tied up on cobweb. All right, let me leave that there. Bowich, good morning. Want to see my brother as well. Bowich, some nice fish broth, love in the house. Good morning to you. Dancer Boy Bowich, the one and only original dancer boy in Trinidad and Tobago. All you have to come good to touch that man. When he on the dance floor, he owns it. That's all you know that. He owns it. Good morning to you, man. Laddie, good morning to you, man. Andy Daniel, good morning to you, bro. Blessed morning to you. Boy, I get a little tied up, and so I would explain that to you this weekend. But at least we spoke, so we are a step closer to where we want to go and where we want to be. All right, Frame, good morning to you, my brother. Blessed love. And good morning again to Doggy, what's going on with you, brother? Share, good morning, Mr. Lewis Martin, good morning to you as well. So blessings, blessings. Let me talk to my Trinidad Passy. Before I do that, let me say good morning to Miss Cynthia Aaron in Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning to you, my dearest. Hope all is well. Good morning, Bev. Good morning, Bev in the U.S. And good morning, Bev. Bev from the U.K. Lovely lady. Good morning, Beverly. How are you this morning? Hope all is well and you continue to shed under the golden branches of the Creator's love and care. Good morning, Francisca in Florida. Good morning to you. You know, somebody asked me, why you always sending out all this good morning and good morning? Because me love me people. All right? I love my people. Good morning, Miss Gettins Senior. Good morning to you. Good morning, Miss Gettins. Tonight, good morning. Blessed morning, everybody. Nicole. Miss Nicole Huggins, blessed morning to you. If for some reason you didn't hear your name, ain't nothing wrong with that. It just means you're out, you're not being dismissed, you're still being loved. All right? Panella, good morning to you. Panella! Good morning, Panella. Let me see Panella in class this morning. Well, Panella, I see like in class, I saw like there's a voice. I'm free to put on your voice note, and I ain't gonna put it on. I ain't gonna listen. No, I'm just letting you know I'm on the air. I ain't listening to your voice note. So good morning to you. If there's something you need to say, send it in writing for me, Panella. All right? Love in the house. So, Panella, love in the house. All right, so let's say this. No, let me just fit in something else again before I move on. I'm still going to continue with my greetings, but I like to do this. So inside the in between, in the meantime and in between, you grasp the reason and the purpose of why I'm on this air. It just doesn't connect to me talking about the botanical herbs, talking about how I can allow the body, give you the wisdom so that the body can fix itself because it's designed that way. It's about how our mind is wired. And how our mind is wired is exactly how we treat ourselves as it pertains to our health. And there's a couple of things I want to say real quick. It's funny how people defend and continue to defend this pandemic that passed us and continue to defend the jab. And the people who defend it, I would like you to talk to the people who took it that was okay and now can't walk. Talk to their people, talk to the parents if there's a kid, or talk to the kid if that's a parent. Talk to them about why you think you should defend that. And it bothers me because, you see, I have access to certain things from the very people who put that forward to us, the people who made it. I have access to a lot of information. And when I tell you a lot. And it bothers me because in there, these people are telling you exactly what's taking place in front of us. Yet, they tell you exactly what's going to happen. They tell you about the side effects. They tell you how people are going to react to it. Yet, there are people out there who are defending it. I have problems with that. I am truly troubled by that. But that's how our minds wired. As human beings, again, we are comfortable. We rather comfort and safety than truth. So try explaining to people who were good before they took that are not functioning now properly just because of it. So before you go on with your insensitive, myopic mindset, please consider those people. Because I don't mind you having a strong opinion and belief in something, but when you become absolute in that myopic thinking, it's kind of insensitive to me. You should be able to shift, at least pause a little bit. But I digress. The other one, for those of you who think you have the privilege to eat whatever you want to eat, and no matter what, you go there anyway, sure. Absolutely. I will defend you to death with your rights to say that. Hear what you don't understand. That because you have that choice and privilege to eat whatever you want, it does not mean in any way, shape, nor form, no amount of prayers, that you can detract or extract the poisons that you're going to put in your body that is going to affect you eventually. And here what is going to happen. While you have the privilege to choose and eat what you want to eat, you won't have the privilege of walking around as healthy as you can and want to be. How sad it's going to be because you think engineered ignorance have you eating whatever you want, but somebody had to put you in a wheelchair. You think because you think you can eat whatever you want, somebody has to bring your breakfast, lunch inside of a room because you were damaged from some kind of heterocyclical amines, acrylamides, nitrosamine, estrozine, and the list goes on, because it's over 10,000 different chemicals that goes in there. You think you can somehow miss that. Because see what happened? Again, there's this protracted narrative that we have that we think we can embrace whatever we eat and call in somebody to pray for us, and that's going to work. Y'all back off from that nonsense, eh? And then when you want to embrace the things, again, the other protracted narrative that the people who are making the food, they set certain parameters. They're trying to advise us how and what we should eat when they are the one who making the poison. We embrace that. We eat that. We swallow that. Hook, line, and sinker. Well, the reason I'm here is not because I know everything. It's because I want to defer you from making such inept decision. I would be the first to tell you, I don't know everything. As a matter of fact, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. And because I know I do not know everything, Again, my disclaimer, it put me in a position to be an intelligent man. Because I can admit that. I don't know everything. And I will never know everything. And for those of you who think you meet that point, right out from the universe. Good morning again, my people. Blessings. Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Santa Cruz. Ryan, blessed morning to you. Good morning, and good morning. I had in mind to send out something for somebody else. Let me just double check here and see if this can possibly come to memory. Good morning, Angie. Angie, African Queen, good morning to you. How are you, my dear? Well, Angie, what you just say, what? Angie, I don't ever misbehave. Good morning. Behave well this morning. I'm always behaving well, my dear. Always. Good morning, Delight Orchids. Good morning to you, my dear. Hope all is well. Thank you for your morning wishes. Good morning to you. Blessings, blessings, blessings. I'm not sure what's taking place with this AC right now, but it's a little bit hot up in here. Try to see what's going on here. All right, so. All right. I'll try and see how that's going to work. Sorry about that, folks. All right, so good morning, Delight Orchids. Let me just see again who I should send out to. All right. Yes, I will send the. I will definitely send the link. Kylos, you know the routine. Good morning, Seema. Blessed morning to you, beautiful Seema. How are you? Good morning to you, Anya Hazi. Blessed morning, blessed morning. Hope all is well with you guys. Stay healthy. Stay healthy, stay healthy. So I hope those few pointers that I bring in there sort of put you in a position where you can be a little bit open-minded in terms of how you look at the whole aspect of your choice and your complicit and engineered, and I say this without apologies, your engineered ignorance. If you could stand up and say you could eat what you want to eat because all of we are dead anyway, I have every right to say what I'm saying here. Because that is implicit engineered ignorance to be talking that sideways conversation. Let me tell you something. Those three major fried food outlets that we have, you know what's in those meat that you're eating? Heterocyclic amines. Look it up and see what it causes. Acrylamides, deuterium, glyphosate, nitrosamine, estrazine. I will leave that right there because that's enough poison. And no problem, we have no problem embracing that. We have no problem going, walk inside of there and grab that. And yet we wondering why we appear the way we appear and look the way we look. Good morning to my cousin Scrappy. Good morning to you, my brother. Good morning, man. And Miguel, Scrappy, tell Miguel morning for me. I'm not sure if he's at the outlet now, but good morning to you, man. Good morning to Miguel. And Scrappy, if I could do anything, you know, let me know. Amp up the scene, ramp up the scene. Again. Let me say this. I always get these phone calls, which I'm not afraid of any call. I'm not afraid of any phone calls, and I do my best. I can't promise you that I won't go on the back foot because sometimes I do go on the back foot. But I revisit why I go on the back foot. And a lot of times, it's me, why I go on the back foot. But before I go there, good morning, Mr. Jason McPhee. Good morning to you. Good morning to the police department. Blessed morning. Good morning to our Coast Guard. Good morning to the fire department. Good morning to our regiment. Blessed morning. Blessed morning. Good morning to our commissioner of police, Mr. Guevara. Blessed morning to you, my brother. And also good morning to our Mr. Alexander. I can't the position. What is it called? But good morning to Mr. Alexander. Blessed morning to you, bro. Loving the house, man. Minister of Security, or the Ministry of. All right, I can't put it in the right context, so I'm gonna leave that. But good morning, Mr. Alexander. You know who you are. Very prominent man in our society. Blessed morning to you. So blessed morning again to everybody, the man on the nation's roadway who doing your hustling. Good morning to you. Make sure everything is right. Yesterday I went through 2 roadblocks simultaneously, no problems. Never had any problem. And for those of you who have problem with roadblocks, well, I don't know what to tell you. I do not have one single issue with roadblock except This may sound a bit oxymoron, except sometimes the time in which it done. But I think that things are getting better because those 2 roadblocks I went through yesterday, it was very strategic. The guys were quick, and the officers aligned themselves in a way where they was checking out. I know that's what they were doing. They were checking out your inspection. So they sort of eliminate the process of, let me say, driver license insurance kind of thing there, but it was doing a nice job, and the traffic was moving good. I give kudos to them for that. You know what I mean? But I'm just giving you my personal observation of what I thought was going on, and I observe. All right? So that's it. Let me this morning again, I plan to ramble on like this because I'm only going to talk a little bit about where we are and why we are in the position that we are since Homo sapiens start walking this world, and why we are in the position that we are because we listen to narrative that doesn't work for us. So let me give you one cross-reference. Let us talk about the Amish people. Most people probably don't know the Amish people and who they are and what they represent and whatever, but I think I wouldn't say most people, a lot of people probably don't know who the Amish people are, right? But look it up and you will see the Amish people. You know how many times the United States government did studies on the Amish people? Tons and tons of time. Even when I was living there, they check out the Amish people. All kind of studies they did on the Amish people. You never hear one result from them after these studies. You know why? If they put out in the public domain what they would have found through these research, they would know that every single advice they give to the public, and when I said they, the US of A, the CDC department, the FDA, they would know for sure that they're leading us down the wrong way, and everything they tell us is unhealthy and causes a deleterious effect on our health. If they would have read the Amish report and studies, trust me, believe what I tell you that. Go and check it out. Because there are certain things that does not sit well at all with the Amish people. And the Amish people, you don't see their kids, they have autism. Well, let's ask ourselves, why? I'm going to leave that there for now. Here what I want you guys to ponder on. The protracted narrative that we keep taking advice from people who depend on us coming back to them all the time. We need to consider that. It's not their fault. It's the system in which they operate under. So here it is. Let me go back to some of the things because I got another call again yesterday with reference to salt. So let me talk about salt again. Because I like to repeat things so that it indelibly printed eventually on the minds of my people who perish by lack of knowledge. Let me go back and revisit this phone call. Mr. Johnson, my brother, how you doing? Good. Mr. Johnson, but how come you're pro-salt and the fraternity is against salt? I said, my brother, I think that is a very easy question to answer. But let me put some context to my belief. Now, let me just say this again. Belief. Just because you believe something don't mean you know it. Believing is not knowing. Let's get that clear. Believing is not knowing. When you walk outside and you see the sun, you don't believe in the sun, you see the sun. You don't believe in the moon, you see it. You don't believe in the rain, you see it. You see it. It's a knowing there. So not because you believe means you know. But let me say to you, my brother, why I absolutely believe in this. Not only that I do extensive research, consistent, not only because I have evidence of peer-reviewed papers, consistent, meta-analysis, blind placebo, not because of that, but because I see with my own eyes what it can do to the human body. So let me walk you through this. There's something in our guts called hydrochloric acid. Without strong hydrochloric acid, we cannot digest anything. What ramps up hydrochloric acid? Salt. So let me preface it again for all the people who have a problem with salt, because to me, there's only one reason why the fraternity nail you to the cross and tell you to stay away from salt, because it raises high blood pressure, which to me is the antithesis of the truth. Salt do not raise high blood pressure. Salt do not raise your blood pressure. Let me say it again. Salt now raise your blood pressure. Let me tell you before I go on why salt don't raise your blood pressure. I say it again, and let me repeat myself. If you capping out home, can't breathe good, blood pressure through the roof, without any medical research of what you've been or medical history, they apply to you saline. Saline is 9,000 milligrams of salt in a bag. If they think you're going to bust a pipe, you get 2. Why that happens? Because salt vasodilates. It vasomotor. It relaxes not only the blood vessel but the endothelium inside of the capillaries. It relaxes it. Therefore, you are able to now take pressure off of it. You can pass water, and the vessels become pliable. So why are they jumping salt? Well, here's why. The truth and the fact is, most of the salt comes from 83% of the ultra-processed foods that we eat. I'm repeating myself here, and because some people don't get it, it goes straight over their head. 100% of the salt that is affecting us today come from ultra-processed foods. Period. That is not consensus. That's academics. So here it is. When that salt starts taking havoc on you, it creates problem in the kidney, and you can have what you call arterial peripheral disease. The teeny weeny capillaries in the kidney is all clogged up, and it messes with the nephrons in the kidney, which these nephrons are the pump. This is why a kidney specialist is called a nephropathy. A nephrologist, sorry, right? Nephrologist. Because the nephrons are in the pump. These pumps need to be vasodilated. They need to work pliable. Sometimes they all clog up and clam up with reference to the type of foods that we eat in. And the body goes into this crazy motion, just like you going to plunge a toilet. Your body goes into this motion of wanting to plunge, get because the kidney filters poison from our body. In doing that, the kidney releases a chemical called renin. Renin goes into the bloodstream. I'm repeating here. Renin goes into the bloodstream. It has to deal with the liver. The liver is the boss. The boss. That composition is pure poison. That releases that from that composition, angiotensin. Angiotensin 2 shooting your blood pressure straight through the roof. This is why they're demonizing salt. So all they get these facts together. Get your stuff straight. Right? Because the people that you're telling to stay away from salt, not only having gut issues and suffering daily, they can't digest food properly. Not only that, but their blood pressure ain't moving nowhere. Because if that was your purpose, if your sole purpose is to control high blood pressure, why are they still on blood pressure medication when you tell them stay away from salt? It are real people not eating salt. And their blood pressure high, like the sky. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? Process this for a bit. So we jump salt constantly for a purpose that don't work. On top of that, hear what happens. When none of that stuff works, you have more medication that puts your kidney, liver, and heart in jail consistently for a crime they never committed. Because they will do dye contrast study, they'll do AKG study, they'll do everything that is to make sure everything is okay with you. They find nothing wrong, and then boom. And then here what they will do. They will blame it on hereditary. They will tell you idiopathic hypertension. What does idiopathic hypertension mean? unknown origin. But for some reason, the oxymoron and the oxymorok, for lack of a better word, explanation will be, well, you inherited from your parents. And I'm always asking the question, the entire human genome has been mapped, right? A guy asked me one day, Mr. Johnson, why you always talk like a doctor? I said, me, you know what that means, brother? You say that dotish talk? I don't know what that means. Again, let me read that word. Let me just go back and change that word from dotish to imprecise sideway conversation. I think there are certain things that is not radio worthy. I don't think that is, for this kind of program, I don't think it's, in my opinion. So I'm going to take that off. But I said, let me just forget that kind of talk. Forget that sideways conversation. Okay? Because, you see, let me rest that down for a bit. Let me go on and say this. You see, when we start believing information that comes from educated people that is incorrect, that's when our lives becomes in danger. That when we start making inept choices, that we start believing in the people who we supposed to believe in, which we do believe in them, and we start believing them even more to our detriment. To our detriment. So when, you know what, I rather not talk much about that. I will leave that out because with that phone call, I will leave that out for this morning. I'm going to take that up another day. But people, folks out there, Baja Gold sea salt, Celtic sea salt, or Himalayan pink salt. And be careful who you get your Himalayan pink salt from, because they will pink it up for you and you will think you're getting the correct salt from the gold mine, from the mine, not from the gold mine, from the mine that has all the trace minerals and all that type of stuff in it. And really and truly, you've been fooled, because there's some people out there who truly really don't care nothing about nobody. They do what they need to do and put all these things together, and they're not right. They just about the paper, making the paper, and they don't truly care about us and the things that we need to do. Blessed morning, Mr. Malik. Good morning to you, bro. Blessed love, man. It's Mr. Malik. It's time you pay me a visit, man. All right. Hope all is well. And yes, Miss Erin, I sent out your good morning. Yes, I sent out your love already to you, giving thanks. Yes, you're listening. Happy about that. Okay. Yep, that's it. Okay, that's the deal. So we rather protect our belief than truth, and that's when we become very dangerous. You're protecting something you have no proof about, because it's engineered, it's programming, and that's what we got to be careful with. And that's why we can be easily controlled. Because at that point in time, if you are prepared to protect something that you believe in, not knowing, because you should know some things, you innately know right from wrong, right? In some cultures, they may say right and wrong is relative. You could say that all you want. You could say that all day long. You know right and wrong. In your essence, you know right from wrong. So if you rather protect a belief system, you rather that all day long than the truth. That's where our problem lies, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, that's where we have an issue with our life. That's why we bump head with one another. That's why the things that are supposed to be working for us aren't working for us. It's not what people say about you that bothers you, you know. It's what they say that ain't so. But if you meet to a point where you are strong enough internally, those kind of things won't shift you. And this is when you become a self-thinker. Think for yourself. As I said before at the onset of the program, they, and when I said they, the upper echelon, the people that run this world, just so all you know, 13 families run this entire planet, 13. It comes up to about 8,500 to 9,000 people that call the shot on this world here. Or you don't believe it? Look it up. Or you don't believe it? Look it, because all you think out there that things are just honky-dory. Really? Yeah? You dangerously lack a viewpoint of knowledge. I would have given some inferences way back when. Check out some of these programs. Mockingbird, Project Mockingbird, the Tuskegee experiment. Check that out and you will see how cruel the world we live in is. Because somehow, somewhere, we miss that reality. That fundamental disconnect isn't there anymore. But anyway, like I said this morning, I decided to take it from this aspect because I want to talk about how we were wired, how we are wired, and if we don't change the way we look at things, the things we look at won't change. And then that will create a problem for us going down the road. Okay? Now, I'm not talking from the, again, let me put my disclaimer. I'm not talking from this part of life because I feel I'm reverent or I'm this. No. I'm far from being reverent. Anybody who knows me know I'm a rangatang. Everybody who knows me, I don't pretend nothing that I ain't. This is who I am. If I put people the wrong way and or say something that may offend another human being, I'll be the quick to apologize. I'll be the quickest to apologize for my behavior because I'm in no way. Perfection is not near me. It's not a word I will even cross-reference in my mind that I strive to be. And for the people who does that, that's a narcissistic behavior, and you need to ride out from the world and get away from civilized people. Because once you start to believe you perfect, you don't do nothing wrong, you are this, you are that, go away from here. Go and ride out. Because you don't belong here. You don't belong here. What we need to do is try to learn from each other. That's what we need to do. Try to learn from each other more, because that's how we learn anyway. But we need to learn the things that are going to help us. Because, again, let me tie this in. 300,000 years ago, Homo sapien walked the face of this earth here. And we still ain't learn nothing, Jen. We still ain't learn nothing. That we allow people to move us away from our ancestral genome and telling us these are the things that we need to do and these are the things we cannot do. These are how we're supposed to live. So innately, everything that our ancestors would have imparted in us just gone. So we just become puppets. We just become used and tools for the upper echelon who could do whatever they want with us to stay in power at any given time. Something is unequivocally incorrect with that picture as far as I am concerned. In my not so humble opinion, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. I know what to say. Like I said this morning, I just wanted to talk about those few things. Let me go back to another thing that I had. There's a couple of things that I'd rather leave alone for this morning. But let me go back to... Okay. Let me go back to one of the things I wanted to talk about here. And it's the eggs. A brother came by me yesterday and he said... There's certain things he don't eat, and I really don't have an issue with the choice ones make in terms of what they decide to eat and not eat. Again, when you become absolute in your thinking and your programming to the point where it's creating a deleterious effect on you and you don't want to accept that, I think that's where we meet a danger zone. Regardless of what one may say, and again, regardless of where the information came from, how educated that person is or are, you have to look at the impact it has on you. And if you can't do that, it means you're not thinking for yourself. So what is the sense you living? Your life isn't yours. You're going to be unhappy. You're forever going to be miserable because you're living at the whim and fancies of other people's opinion. And when you do that, your life can never be yours. How it's going to be yours? You care about what you say. You rather shrink yourself because you're afraid to say what you want to say because other people may not like you. Who cares who like you or not? There are people around who love you in ways that you can't believe. And if you shift from those type of thinking, you'll see, you'll give yourself a broader perspective. Perspective gives you latitude. So you can look at things differently. Perception is a different story. But I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave that there for now. Eggs. the 1-to-1 mix of fat to protein by mass, nothing beat eggs from a protein base. Nothing. The most complete, satisfying, balanced protein, period. And whatever mindset one wants to have, no problem, go along with that. Because here's my thing. While I say that profoundly with confidence, I am open to the fact that if one wants to shift my narrative, bring the evidence and let's do that. We can do that without arguing. Because obviously there's going to be something where both of us can learn from. And I'm open to that. But don't call me and get emotional and tell me no. Again, get rid of that talk, Mr. Johnson. Stop it. But don't come with that sideways conversation and imprecise language about what you think I think. No. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're going to have a lion on your hands, whoever you are or may be. Don't tell me what you think I think. Tell me what you think. I'm going to leave you alone to do that. So again, I am open to the fact that my narrative can be shifted if you can, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. Leave out the emotions, because I don't have any time with reference to that. All I know. So I'll give you guys, again, 3 power pack foods. The eggs. Get sardine in water. Leave the one in the oil. You don't know what's inside there. You don't know if it's transmission oil or car oil in the other ones on them. Use the one in water. Get your garlic, your ginger, pimento, and cook up a nice storm. Warm up. First of all, you should put all that first inside a pan with some little coconut oil and let it kind of simmer and boil, and then you put your sardine on that. You can't stop that, Jed. You're getting all your omega-3 powerhouse food. A lot of people. The next one is liver. A lot of people can't stand liver. But here what the deal is, the liver could stand you. So if you incorporate liver inside of your menu, Palos, superhuman. Superhuman. Unstoppable. Believe that. I'm going to rant on this morning. I'm going to go right to the very end. I think I want to do that. And I sincerely hope, again, after I come off this air, one person get my message. Let me give another cross-reference with something that I want to repeat. Because the truth and the fact is, I didn't come here this morning with a specific topic. You know. I came this morning, I wanted to talk just the way I'm putting it out here now. I just wanted to be I'm usually all over the place. But this was on purpose. I wanted to do it like this. Again, I want to just remind us how our minds are wired as human beings and how easily we can be controlled and don't even realize that we're being controlled. My brother gave me a quote. Wax gave me a quote. It's easy to convince a man that he's been fooled or something like that, which is really powerful. It's a quote he read from somewhere, and it's the truth. It's hard. It's very difficult to do something like that because we are so set in our ways as human beings. But I was saying something with 300,000 years. Homo sapien walked the face of this earth. 300,000 years. We are more technologically savvy than ever in life. Yet, we are sicker than ever. More people are dying. You know, I want to talk about this morning. Want to put something in. There are 5 countries. I hope I remember them. 5 countries on this planet that do not welcome botanical herb. 5. Let me see if I can remember them off my head. Number 1, the UK. They don't like herbs. But watch what's going on. If you do research like I do, you'll see the insidious stuff that they keep hiding. The kind of sickness that people are going through that they keep hiding. Number 2, the US. Which everything they does, we follow. That because we are dead easy, so are we two get chopped off every day? We going on dead every day, and mind you, in Trinidad and Tobago, do your statistics, ladies and gentlemen. Every single day, between 24 and 33 people ride out from Trinidad and Tobago. Do your statistics every day. It's hard to believe, eh? Do your research. Number one again, that don't welcome it, UK. 2, US. Number 3, Canada. Canada. Number 4, Australia. And number 5, New Zealand. I remember them. They do not like botanical herbs, and we have to wonder why. Well, when you run some statistic and some NNT on the health department, you'll see where all the problem lies. That they will insidiously hide, because you see, they have to support somebody else. They have to rule somebody. They have to please somebody. Somebody else. So this is the drill, and here we are. Everything that we does is predicated upon what the U.S. says, because all the U.S. foods come in here, all the poison food come in here. Let me remind you guys again. In Europe, let me remind you guys again. In the European Union, hear this clearly. They use 400 chemicals in their foods, and those 400 chemicals are being tested. In the US of A, it's 10,000 chemicals they use in our food. And this is not Mr. Johnson over-exaggerating. This is not hyperbole. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the facts. Look it up. Over 10,000 chemicals. And we are wondering why we're sick. Look at our young people. Look at our young men that walk in the road. Everyone has a midsection that has poison in it. I can't help noticing those things. And I'm not being disrespectful here. I'm being factual. I've been factual. I took my brother one day and I said, Wax, watch this. I'm going on in about half hour to 45 minutes. I'm going and point out how many midsection people with carrying these unwanted weight around the midsection, because it's insulin. But I probably get about 80 something within half hour, the place that we were. So I can't help I'm noticing those things. And I'm not saying this because I want to bring people down. I'm saying this that we need to take better care of ourselves. We need to stop this nonsense. We need to pay attention to the things that are good for us. We need to stop all this foolishness and get back to our ancestral genome, connect with that. This disconnect is what have us the way we are now. We need to get back there, where we start eating a little bit decent. Oh God, man, come on, let us put some pride in our life and some bunk in our pump and some step in our prep. We should be proud of who we are. Most of us walking around with like 45% our natural sense of being and where our health profile should be, because we think that is normal. We think it's normal to sick, because you know why? All the rest of people who carry the sickness, they try to convince you that you inherit it, which is the antithesis of the truth. I was talking about that again earlier and before, that the entire human genome has been mapped. So when they start talking all these shenanigans, all they have to say is, listen, Mr. Johnson, you know why you're sick? You inherit this particular gene from your parents, and this is the chromosome it resides on. That talk ain't going to come up, because there are no such thing. Very few disease are metallized. You hear what I'm telling you? In hereditary genes. Very few. Things like beta thalassemia, yeah. If it's genetic, you're born with it. You're born with it. How can educated people argue the point that diabetes is hereditary? What kind of talk is that? How do you even begin to encourage such inept conversation? And let me go back and remind you guys again, because all the disease come from one place. All. Diabetes, if it was genetics, all the people with the genes will die out. It won't increase exponentially like it does every year. Okay? For sure. Number 2, if diabetes was in hereditary, which I think is the most important stuff, if that was the case, why a twin that come from the same parents, one develop diabetes and one doesn't? That should stop the argument right there. Any debate should be debunked immediately. But people still want to argue that, because we argue of emotions. What is that about? And we carry this belief that the disease that happened to us, which really is happening within us, is caused by genetics. We bought that, and we still buying it. We need to stay away from that. Ladies and gentlemen, the little things that you do every single day adds up. Make an informed choice. Make a conscious choice to do the things every day that is going to answers equal at least some decent health. We don't have to be this way. We don't have to live our lives chronically like this. I mean, if it's an injury, you have to find a way to nurse your injury. And sometimes there are very little you can do about that except strengthen the area. But there are ways we can adapt. But in terms of chronic disease, we are doing that to ourselves. We buy that wholesale. We buy that with a certified copy. We need to get away from that. Ladies and gentlemen, I plead with you this morning, make more informed choices in terms of what we eat. Please, I beg of you. It's my reason for being here. My name is Mr. Johnson. I'm located at 92 East Drive in Champlain. My company is the healthiest corner on earth. Okay? Phone numbers, 736-3962. 736-3962. Or 709-8450. I offer you a free consultation. I didn't let Kyle run no ad this morning. He know wants to do his things to lock me off. Kyle just shoot the message and do what he needs to do. Okay? Just let me see. Caller, you live? I think she can help. Caller, you live? Go ahead. No, call in. Right. Anyhow, you again, please just make informed choices. Right? Make your informed choice. Do the best you can, the best you know how. Every little thing adds up down the road. Every single thing. Angie, call on my phone. Let me put you on the mic. Call me. Yeah. I don't know what's going on there, so call me. I'll put you on the mic. Whatever you need to say. Every little thing that you do, every little choice you would have made throughout your day in terms of what you put in your stomach protects your glycocholics. Good morning, Angie. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just called to say happy morning.
Happy morning, Angie. Good morning to you.
For the rest of the day.
Thank you. I will do that.
All right.
All right, Angie. Blessings. Yep. So make those informed choices, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason this morning I'm real sweating in here. I don't know what happened on the AC. On. Maybe it needs a little gas up. I don't know. So make these informed choices, ladies and gentlemen. Carlos, talk to me. Right, okay, no problems. Right. So you make these informed choices one day at a time. Give me a call and I will offer you a free consultation. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the end for me this morning. In the meantime and in between time, have yourself a stupendous day. Until next week, this is your boy, Mr. Johnson, a.k.a. Megan. Woo.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert IWER Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Champlain, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe. At Attention business owners. Are you looking to reach a vast audience and boost your brand's visibility? Then look no further. The Street 919 FM is here to help you shine. With over 170,000 followers on our social media platforms, our radio station is the perfect platform to showcase your products and services.